Welcome to the lounge, where we challenge accountability. I'm Urban, and we don't do surface talk here. We use emotional intelligence, thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion, no filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Every beat a question, every bar a lesson. I turn the mic to a mirror, life's a session. Urban in the mix, soul and intellect blend. We ain't just talk truth, we set trends from Dallas to the world. We break that ceiling, no clout, just facts, that's the real feeling. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion, no filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Trap drums drop, but the message don't fade. Every thought sparks like a hand grenade. Faith, pain, love, and drive all collide, that's how minds revive. All collide, that's how minds revive. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion, no filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Mind open wide like a city skyline. Every topic shaped by design. The urban lounge where ideas ignite. Late night thoughts under podcast lights. Every episode of thought design. The urban lounge where iron sharp iron. We build from the ground like truth rewiring. Can't fake what's felt when the mic's ignited. If you listening now, you already invited. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion, no filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking.
Warning, the following image and/or content may be disturbing, offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Real quick community guidelines before we start the show. Now I want y'all to know that this is a space for respectable, thought-provoking conversations. We encourage intelligent discussions, different viewpoints, and respectable debates. Disagree if you want, but do it with substance and respect. Self-promotion is not allowed. This is not your billboard. Links, spam, and promotions in the comments or in live chat will be blocked immediately. Distasteful trolling, insults, or bad faith behavior will not be entertained. You will be blocked and banned. No warnings, no back and forth. Finally, y'all will notice that the subscriber mode is on. It is only for 5 minutes, y'all. 5 minutes. That way we can protect the integrity of the show and also protect the integrity of people who actually want to comment in the comment section faithfully. All right. We're here to think, challenge ideas, and grow, and not derail the conversation. If you're here in good faith, then I welcome you. Y'all enjoy the show. Salute everybody, salute. Welcome to another episode of The Lounge. I'm Urban. Appreciate you so much for tuning in to this episode. Y'all know what time it is on this episode. This is the Ask Urban Anything show, meaning that any questions that you want to ask me, by all means, you can ask me either in the chat or when I provide the link for you, you could actually come up and call in and provide your questions as well too. So any questions you could ask me, by all means, you could ask me. All right. Now, the rules of the show is simple. You can ask me any questions. I will answer it truthfully as possible. But however, if it's questions dealing with trolling, if it's questions dealing with things that goes against YouTube community guidelines and standards, then I will not address the question at all, period. Not because I'm incapable of doing it, but simply because I do not want my channel to get strike or anything like that, all right? And so if you respect the channel, then by all means, you'll be asking me some questions that'll be pertain to the episode. All right. So this is the Ask Every Anything show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in like always. Now, this is one of these shows that everybody, they request a whole lot. They prefer that, I do episodes like this. And the reason why they prefer this is because this is the time where, I'm not deep into my content. I'm fully engaged with you as the viewer, you as the subscriber as well too. Also, I'm also engaged with my critics and my retractors. I'm engaged also with people who say that they are haters, people who say that what are the crazy stuff y'all be saying on these social media streets? Oh, ops, that thing too. So this is the opportunity, where y'all could come in, ask your questions, do everyone want to do and stuff. Longest week it goes with YouTube community guidelines and standards, all right, and you're not trolling or anything like that, all right. So one thing about this, and I have expressed this a lot to people, is that I do not have ops, but apparently I be other people ops, but I know that goes along with what you do on YouTube. You're not going to be always like, from people all the time. And that's one thing that I have most definitely accepted it while being on this journey of content creation, creating content over here at the lounge. You know what I'm saying? So I'm have people who going to like me, going to have people who love me, going to have people who don't like me for whatever reason, or going to have people just absolutely hate on me for no apparent reason, no reason at all. You know what I'm saying? Other than me just being me and me just being transparent about, certain things I talk about. But it is what it is. So, but I guess I could open up the conversation with just talking about some random stuff, all right? Because there have been different questions that came across my board, but I just haven't had time to acknowledge it at all, period, because, I've been so enveloped in my content, all right? Speaking of my content, right, I got a lot of content that's coming up that I am going to be excited to share with y'all. Like always, I am a man on a mission. I'm always working. I'm always grinding. I'm always finding out unique ways to present this content in my perspective, you know what I'm saying? So y'all can learn from me, I can learn from y'all, we can hold each other accountable, and we can move forward, because that's what it's all about, you know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of content that I'm developing right now, that I'm working on right now, and then it's going to come out pretty soon, so make sure you have your notifications set when we get ready to present that content to you, all right? So we got a lot of things going on, content creation, creating on lives, creating my talking points for this content that I'm going to be presenting to y'all. I'm also doing my DJing thing with the music. As y'all can see, I'm always creating music. Here's another thing too, is that I'm always on schedule. I stay on schedule, okay? At least I try to, unless something happens. But I do my best to stay on schedule. So I have a lot going on. I have a lot shorts that I put out all the time. I have a lot of community posts that I put out, and I have a lot of music that I put out every month. At least I try to put it out every month. So just want y'all to understand. I want y'all to understand for sure, that I'm a busy man. For real. So I got a lot of, like I said, I got a lot of things going on. I got a lot of things on my plate. One thing that I am thankful about is this. I am very, very, very thankful for having, my executive producer, Showverse, which is Lionel Suggs. Because this dude on the back end, he helped me out with a whole lot of stuff on Cluedo, y'all. So, I'm really, really appreciative of him. Now, I do a lot on the back end as well, too. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. I do a lot of things on the back end as well, too. But He also helped me with a lot of groundwork, and I appreciate that a whole lot. Appreciate him a whole lot. Very appreciative of him. But what other things we're going to talk about? Once again, this is the Ask Urban Anything show. All right. So you'll be able to ask any questions on your heart desires, and it is what it is. All right. So, what else we're going to, let's address some of these questions that people been curious about. All right. One of the biggest questions that people been asking me lately, preferably with other content creators, is this. They say, Urban, how are you doing it? How is your platform growing the way that it's growing, on the rate that it's growing? How are you doing it? Now, I can be just like, other content creators and simply give you a dry statement by saying consistency and work, right? But they really don't tell y'all nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I will tell y'all this. It's not only consistency, it's not only work, but it's also the things that are happening on the back end as well too. There are a lot of things that I have discovered that a lot of people don't know about content creation, and that's why a lot of people end up failing at it, especially on YouTube. A lot of things that I have learned from other content creators, and I have learned from YouTube itself because, just like I told y'all before, I do be attending a lot of YouTube meetings. They've been inviting me to a lot of their meetings on Zoom a lot, where I'm able to pick the brain of, actual YouTube personnel. I'm also able to pick the brain out of bigger content creators than myself. And so I'm able to just pick their brains to just learn a lot about how this content creation game goes on YouTube. And so by them sharing the information to me, this is one of the main reasons why my channel has been growing a lot. Okay. Now I know some of y'all say, oh, his channel growing, maybe he's preparing for box and different things like that. Nope. No box, nothing like that. No bots, no paid ads, none of that. It is straight organic. Everything that you've seen is straight organic. Straight organic. And just like I said, I learned just by sitting down and just taking notes, asking questions, and applying it to my channel. Now, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, if you are serious about, doing content creation right, there are a lot of things that you need to do in order for your channel to be successful. Now, just creating a channel and jumping on the StreamYard and going live and having panels and different things like that, that's the small portion of that. A very small portion of it. But there are a lot of major things that you need to do in order for it to grow. And it honestly do take consistency. It takes a lot of work as well too, depending on your schedule. It takes a whole lot. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna share with y'all a couple of pointers that will help you in your content creation journey. Okay. A matter of fact, I'm gonna do y'all one better. I'm gonna share this with y'all. All right. Because I have no problem with it. Because like I say, I'm not a gatekeeper at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't gatekeep anything for people. Because I know how it feels when you are a content creator and you're really, really trying to create good quality content, but at the same time, you get stagnant because you don't see progress. You don't see progress at all, period. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do this for y'all. I'm gonna share this with y'all. Cause like I said, I have no problem doing it. Just so y'all can understand. So let me go ahead and share this screen with y'all, and I'm I'm going to share with y'all the truth. All right. So here it is. This is my actual analytics. Okay. Like, no kidding. This is currently this month analytics. And we're not even done with the month yet. So as you can see with my current analytics, it's no bots, no nothing like that. The first thing that you see up here is saying what? Nice. Your shorts, the shorts alone help the channel get what? 43% more views in the last 28 days. And this is strictly shorts. This is not with my long form content. This is not my it's not with community posts, nothing like that. Straight shorts. Straight shorts. And just like I told y'all, I had learned from different YouTube personnels, and I also learned from different other content creators where, we be collabing, on Zoom calls and everything and stuff, and we be collabing and sharing notes and stuff. So this is literally what I'll be making on YouTube. And this is just this month. And the month is not even over yet. All right. And I put together one short. So I have a very, very high rating on shorts and everything. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, brother. What's up with you, Mr. Ray? Welcome. Man, I wanted you to come to my normal shows. This is my Ask Urban Anything show, but I'm glad you're here. Arthur, what's up with it? Appreciate you on tuning in as well, too. So this is the straight shorts, y'all, that I put out. And that's where I'm at right now. Okay. So I'm going to put y'all on game on a lot of stuff, okay? The first thing I'm going to do, how I'm going to put you on game is this. You as a content creator, you have to have a foundation. You have to have a foundation. That foundation has to start somewhere. A matter of fact, when I'm talking about foundation, what I'm talking about exactly? When I'm talking about foundation, I'm talking about you have to have a niche. That is very important. That's what YouTube tells me. That's what other bigger content creators tell me as well too, is that you have to have a niche. Your niche is your foundation. If you don't have a specific niche that you're targeting, then your channel will not work. It will fail. It will dry out. So in other words, you have to learn to choose your lane. Meaning, you have to choose a certain type of niche and stay within that niche. You can't cross over to different niches. The niche have to be aligned. Well, your content have to be aligned with that niche, because that's truly how the YouTube algorithm works. It works niche based. Like, say, for example, if your niche is dealing with finances and stuff, right? So your content have to be a reflection of finances. So everything that you do within finances, that's what you should be talking about on your channel. The every lanes that comes together with talk about finances, that's what you should be talking about on your channel. And you can't cross platforms, meaning this. Well, you can't cross niche, meaning this. You can't talk about finances one day on your videos or your lives or your shorts, then flip around and talk about relationships. No, that ain't how it works. Because how they explain to me how the YouTube algorithm works is that it is niche targeted. So what they do is this. They'll take your niche, right, and they will distribute it out into YouTube, into the main feed of YouTube. They'll distribute it out there and see who will bite, to see who will be interested in it. Now, the niche, just like I told you, the niche part is the foundation. The second part is you have to have a really, really, really good hook to hook people into your content. You have to have a really, really good hook. If you don't have a really, really good hook to hook people into your content, then you are going to fail. The algorithm would do its job, sending out your content to certain type of people who may be interested in your certain type of niche, but you have to do the work as well too, which is starting off with having a really good hook after you discover whatever type of niche that you want to be in. If you don't have a really good hook, then it's not going to work. You're going to fail. So this hook consists of different things. It consists of having some really, really good, strong quality thumbnails. It also consists of what they call SEOs, meaning that certain keywords is within not only your thumbnails, but also within your titles, so your videos. Okay? So if you don't have these certain type of things, then guess what? It is not going to work. Your channel is not going to grow. So when YouTube had put me on to this information, right, that's when I started changing everything on my channel. I started literally cleaning up my channel because at first, when I was looking back in the past of my channel was kind of all over the place, where I was talking about one thing, then another thing, literally confusing the algorithm. So I started cleaning up everything on my channel, and I started focusing in on one specific thing, which in this case, I talk about red pill content. I talk about manosphere content. I talk about men's empowerment as well too over here. And thus within that corrects one overall niche, which deals with relationships. Okay. So I took this thing and started applying all these techniques that they told me to do. And that's the reason why my channel is the way that it's at right now and still growing. So likewise, the same thing with you. If you are interested in doing this true content creation, right? A lot of these YouTubers, they're not going to tell you the actual truth, how the way to really go down and do it. The reason why is because these certain type of YouTubers, they're in competition with you, and there are other YouTubers out there that feel like that since they know this information, they want you to pay for the service so they can make money off of you. Here's another thing that I want to share with y'all too, and this is the foundational stuff, y'all. Here's another thing I want to share with y'all, and it's very important. Y'all notice, like, if you're a content creator, I'm strictly talking content creators right now. If you are a content creator, right, if you go to your channel analytics, you notice these things up here. Have y'all ever want to use these things up here before? If you haven't, then it's okay. I will encourage you to start using these things up here. And basically what these things up here is your AI, okay? So YouTube Studios have a built-in AI system. And this AI system will give you real-time information about your channel. Like, the reason why these three things is up here is because I use these all the time, okay? I use it all the time. So every week, what I do is that this one right here where it says summarize my latest video performance, I click on it and it summarize my latest video performance. And let me know how well my latest video is performing. Okay. And they also give me certain advice or techniques what I can do to enhance it or to repurpose it or different things like that. You can also click on this thing right here where it say the Ask Studio right here. You could click on the Ask Studio right here, right? And you could type in a response such as summarize my channel performance. And it will literally break down your overall channel performance, and it will give you different techniques that you need in order for you to enhance the performance of your channel. So I use this every week to do an evaluation on my channel to make sure that it's performing on this most optimal level as possible. Okay. So if you are a content creator, I would encourage you to utilize these tools that they got for your disposal. Okay. Now, so far, the main three things, and I'm getting to the comments. I see y'all in the comments. The main three things I'm going to share with y'all, right, is that first of all, you have to choose your lane, choose a niche, and stay with that niche. You can't be all over the place. You can't be doing relationships. The next thing you know, you're doing true crime and other stuff. You got to stay in your lane because that's the only way the algorithm will pick you up, okay? After staying in your lane, creating, choosing whatever type of niche that you're going to go by, right? The next thing is that you have to create a really, really good hook. And the hook consists of SEO, wording, and it also consists of thumbnails. Really good quality thumbnails. Okay? And finally, the last thing that I encourage y'all is to go into your YouTube channel analytics and go in and measure your channel's performance. And ask it, how can I improve my channel? And it will give you different techniques of how you can improve your channel. Okay? So if you just do at least them things that I share with you, and you stay consistent on doing that, right, you will see growth in your channel. I guarantee that you will literally start seeing some growth in your channels. Just doing the bare minimum of that. Now, there are other things that I can want to share with you, for us, like, how do I do my shorts and different things like that. But that's another show for another time, all right? Shout out to everybody in the building. This is the Ask Urban Anything show. Tonight, this is where I will be interactive with y'all, and I'll be addressing any type of comments that you desire, all right? And make sure that these comments are within the YouTube community guidelines and standards. Now, if it's some off the wall stuff, then I'm not going to address that out here, all right? So right, he asked me, let's see. Oh yeah, he said, damn, I didn't think shorts was worth putting out. Yeah, say, them shorts, I'm telling y'all, them shorts is very critical for your channel growth. If you know how to use them effectively. And here's another reason why I'm gonna bring this up. When I meet monthly with YouTube, right, what they trying to do is this. They are competing with Instagram, and they also competed with TikTok. Okay? So meaning this. Instagram and TikTok, right, they do, their platforms is 90% vertical. This is the reason why YouTube had now implemented doing vertical live streams, because they are in competition with Instagram and TikTok. Now, with that being said, right, Instagram and TikTok put out a lot of shorts. They allow content creators to put out shorts, and them shorts will be beneficial for them content creators on them platform. So YouTube say, you know what, since we're in competition with them, we're going to do the same as that thing. But here's the difference. YouTube is very, very, very adamant of utilizing your shorts so it could be a hook for your channel. What do I mean? If you create a really, really good short, a real good short, that short is going to go into the vertical feed. It's going to go to the vertical short feed, and it's also going to go into the vertical live feed as well too, as you see right now on this live stream show. It's going to go into there, and it's going to help people look at it. It's going to recommend it. So your shorts is designed strictly to hook people into your content. That's why when I was telling you earlier that not only you need a niche, but you also need a really, really good hook. Now you can implement that hook within your shorts. And that's what I've been doing with my shorts. Ever since I just did that alone, that's the reason why Matter of fact, I didn't had a lot of people say this to me. They said, Urban, god damn, every time I open up my live feed, I'm seeing you on here. You wonder why? The reason why you see me on there is because I've been implementing them shorts. And here's another thing too. When I use shorts, right, I put myself on the schedule with shorts. What do I mean by that? I have my shorts scheduled out throughout the whole entire day. So meaning on the beginning portion of my day, I'm scheduling out shorts for the whole entire day. And how the way I schedule my shorts out is that I schedule them out for every hour, on the hour. The reason why I do that is because through trial and error, I had learned that if you schedule it out every hour on the hour, the YouTube AI is not going to consider your shorts as being spam. Now, if you sit here throw out shorts like every 10 to 20 minutes or whatever, YouTube going to consider that as spam. And you're going to get shadow banned. So I discovered if you put out shorts at least about 45 minutes to an hour, on the hour, whatever, right? Then that's the sweet spot right there. So if you put out shorts like that and schedule them out throughout the whole entire day, then half the work is done for you. And that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. So yeah, those shorts is very, very important because YouTube made them shorts very important. So if you're not pushing out shorts, then I will highly encourage you to do that for real. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, appreciate it. Do I get stuck? If you're talking about getting burnt out or YouTube fatigue, right? Then yeah, that do happen to me sometimes. But how the way I solve that problem, brother, is this. I make sure that I take my mental breaks away from social media. Now, just like I said earlier, right, I have myself on a strict schedule. Now, from Tuesdays to Saturdays, I'm putting out content. Then on Sundays and Mondays, that is my off day, where I'm no longer doing any type of content creation whatsoever. I'm resting. I'm not on social media or anything like that. I'm chilling, spending time with my family, spending time with myself as well too. Because you need that type of break, especially with me. The more I grew, right, the more different things that I have to deal with. I have to deal with, creating content. I have to deal with not only creating content. I have to say, for example, when I do my live stream shows, right, depending on what I'm talking about, right, I want them type of content creators that I do use talking points. I use talking points. I use timelines and different things like that so I can stay on schedule. There are other content creators that doesn't do that, and that's fine. But me personally, to keep myself staying professional as possible, I research, create talking points, create timelines, and different things like that so I can give y'all this quality content. There'll be other times, like, say, for example, tonight, I'm not using no timelines or anything like that because this is just a normal show. I'm just talking to y'all. Okay? But yeah, that's in order to prevent burnout like that. Yes, absolutely. You need to take breaks from YouTube because you deal with a whole lot. Like I said, I deal with a whole lot. Normally deal with the one correction poor. I deal with subscribers. I deal with trolls. I deal with content creators who either cool with me or don't like me for whatever type of reason. So you got all these things happening simultaneously every single day, every moment, every hour. I got subscribers and fans who want to dictate how to run my channel. I got people who come in on here and say, since you're not going to talk about the things I want to talk about, I'm going to unsubscribe from you. Got all type of stuff going on. So yeah, it is very important for you to take your mental break and schedule it out according to what fits your schedule. Now, I told you with me personally, Sundays and Mondays fits my schedule perfectly. Okay. And so that's what I do. I take my mental breaks. I will log off this thing. I won't be on social media or nothing like that. Period. So that would prevent you from getting burnt out. Or as you say, getting stuck. But good question, brother. Are you using StreamYard? No, I'm not using StreamYard. I'm using Ecamm. I always had this certain disdain for StreamYard. All right. Now, when I first started off, I did use StreamYard a lot. But even when I used it, I didn't like it. I didn't like the quality of StreamYard or anything like that. Because I'm not put it to you this way. StreamYard is easy. If you're that type of content creator that wants simplicity. All right. Because StreamYard got everything built in within it. And all you got to do is plug and play. And that's it. So if you're that type of content creator and that's what you want to do, then StreamYard is perfect for you. But for me, StreamYard, I don't like StreamYard at all, period. I use Ecamm. And the reason why I use Ecamm is that Ecamm is more of a advanced system. And it gives me a whole lot more of creative room. So not only I can create things like, best way I can explain to you is this. Like I said earlier with StreamYard, right? StreamYard had everything already built into the system and all you got to do is plug and play. Ecamm is not like that. Ecamm give you the full opportunity to build everything from scratch. Like say for example, these scenes right here. I had to literally create this scene. I literally had to create this on my own through Ecamm and create it the way that I wanted to be created. So it gave you full creation control. And the reason why my camera the way it is because I'm using a DSLR camera. As a matter of fact, I am streaming from the Canon M50, I believe. Yeah, I'm streaming the Canon M50, and I got the Sigma lens on her as well too. And then to make it look as clean as possible, and I have to go into certain settings on my camera to make it look as clean and smooth as possible. And then finally, the last key part is the lighting. So in my office / studio, I have lights all over the place. How many lights I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a total of 4 lights. I got 2 that's on the wall, got 1 that's overhead on me right now, and I have 1 that's up on the ceiling or whatever. So lighting is important too, so it can look as clean as possible. Double down and make your Harry Potter. Can't believe you sharing this now because like you say these folks out here be gatekeeping. Yeah, facts. They do. They be gatekeeping. Real talk. But the reason why I'm not like that is because I know how it is. I know how it feels. I know how it feels when you're trying to get out there and, you're trying to do your thing and you be trying to ask questions, but people don't be wanting to help you. Or if they do help you, they want to do it for a fee. So I didn't deal with that. I didn't know went through, certain content creators where they wanted to, get a charge or whatever stuff, right? And then on top of that, it was some great quality at all, period. Want you to pay all this money and they didn't give you some great advice. Or didn't walk you step by step. Yep. YouTube competed with Instagram. Yep, they are. Are you talking about different shorts or the same shorts every hour? I'm talking about the same shorts within your niche every hour. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, brother. So whatever type of niche that you choose to do, that's your shorts need to reflect on that. Okay. When I say I get stuck, I mean in the niche. My bad. Okay. No, I don't. No, I don't get stuck in the niche because the niche I in is always something going on in it, all day, every day. Yeah. Yeah. The quality of StreamYard sucks. Yeah. Now, once again, if that is something that you want to do and there's simplicity, then by all means use StreamYard. Go ahead and use it. Thank you for the $120 super chat as well, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. And you said just for having the same camera as me, but man, ouch, my next purchase is going to be that Sigma lens, going to bust me ahead for $429. Yeah, you got to see what I did is this. I have, to be honest with you, I had waited. Until they had Black Friday sale or a Cyber sale on Amazon. And normally when they have them sales, they normally drop the prices down at least about $100. So you can get that Sigma lens cheaper than that. But if you have the money to get it right now, then hey, get it. By all means, get it. But yeah, that's why I did. I had waited to the Black Friday deals, and that's when I purchased it. Yeah, because it's no way. You can you say you have the same camera. Yeah, you can use your kit lens, and I'm telling you, brother, you can literally use a kit lens, and it will still give you close to the same quality as what you're seeing with mine right now. But the main thing that you need is lighting. The better your lighting, the better quality your film going to be. And also you have to set it your Canon M50 a certain type of way too. But that's based on your preference. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, they have they settings set on damn, what they call it? I think it's 2025. They got it set on 25, right? Where it had this movie theater cinematic feel to it. There are other people set it at 30. Some other people set it at 60. But it all just depends on your preference. And then another thing too is that when you go into your Canon M50, right? If you go into the settings and it has the portrait mode, landscape mode, and different things like that, I'm shooting from the I think it's called the smooth mode or whatever. Talk about smooth facial mode, wherever it is. But that's what I'm shooting from. Let's see. That's what I'm doing now. And I'm waiting. Ain't no way you flexing your cheap texting equipment. Yeah. Hey, this is the Ask Urban Anything show, bro. So they asking a question. I'm gonna give it to them. But like I say, I know how it feels when you're trying to create content. You're trying to be in your own lane, and you're trying to build, and then you're trying to get around people that you feel like that they should help you, then they don't help you. I done been through it, been there and done that. So now, since I done learned a lot, I feel like that, I should pay the way, regardless of how the way people feel about it or not. Regardless of people like me or not, I'm still going to pay the way. Because I understand how it feels. I do. And you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. No problem at all, man. Once again, I appreciate you tuning into the stream. That's well too. Shout out to everybody who's in the building right now. This is the Ask Urban Anything show. This is the show where I take the time out and ask any questions that you want me to answer. All right. As long as it goes with the YouTube community guidelines and standards, I will address it. Okay. Now, if it's something in the stream, then I will not address it at all, period. Also, at the same time, on this show, I can open up the call line as well too. Now, when I say call line, I mean that I will open up my Zoom link, and you can come up on Zoom and you have a conversation with me as well too. Now, if that's something that y'all are interested in, y'all have to let me know right now. You could simply just put a one in the chat. You put a one in the chat, say that that's something that you want to do. Other than that, I'm not going to drop the link. But if that's something you want to do, either put in one in the chat or say, hey, Urban, can I come up and have a conversation with you? Then I will honor that. I will go ahead and drop the Zoom link and we will have a conversation. Now, one thing about the Zoom link, I'm going to want to let y'all know right off the bat. With Zoom, you don't have to cam up at all period, okay? Because I will disable your video, okay? It's going to be disabled where you can't even cam up even if you wanted to. The reason why I'm doing that is because I'm safeguarding my platform because I know how people are. I know some people come up here with good faith, and I know other people come up here to try to troll and do porn bomb and different things like that. So I'm not putting up that bullshit at all period. So it'll be the camera will be disabled. And the one thing that will show is your name. All right. So wherever name that you choose to be on Zoom, then that's what's going to show up. You know what I'm saying? And so if that's what is something y'all were interested in, you could just let me know that say, hey, Urban, drop the link or whatever. And I'll definitely drop that link and provide it for y'all. All right. So this is the Ask Urban Anything show. So far, I was giving y'all a little bit of pointers about, does YouTube in general, give you some pointers about, content creation and different things like that, right? Let me show y'all another thing too, what y'all be dealing with. All right. Where was it at? Let me think. What's the name of it? Google. Damn, what's the name of it? Because I want to show y'all something too. Because people been asking me about this too. I gotta find it. Hold up. Give me a second. Give me a second while I find it. Search. So I don't know why I can't think of what it was. I don't know why when I don't know why I got brain fog over it. Because it was right there because I just was looking at it today too. Where's that? Let me see if I search my mail. Google. How? It's not these. Damn, I'm not trying to because it's built in Google, and I'm trying to think of what it is. What was the name of it? Is that what the name of it? Remove me? Hold up. I'm almost done, y'all. Hold up. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Cause I got it. It's on Google, but I just can't remember what it was. Damn. Oh well, it's probably not meant for me to talk about it. Probably not meant for me to talk about it right now. Damn. Let's see. We'll skip it for right now until I can think about it. Time I'm wasting time. Shut up, bro. I had it. I had it. I was just on it a few moments ago, and I don't know why I can't remember it. All right, I've been trying to rock with OBS, like you said, but yeah, it have everything built in. Yeah, OBS is, if you know how to use OBS really good, then by all means use OBS, because Ecamm is just like OBS. To be honest with you, it's exactly like OBS, exactly like it. So if you know how to use OBS very well, then yeah, go ahead and use that mug. No problem. No problem. Because with Ecamm, you have to want to pay for the subscription every month with them, just like StreamYard, but OBS is different. But yep, yeah, by all means. What else on the agenda we're talking about tonight? Showverse, what's on my agenda tonight? I had other stuff I was going to talk about too that we're going to talk about tonight. What else on my agenda tonight we're going to talk about? Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. All right, so discernment. We're not talking about discernment tonight. that's a whole nother show. But how do we get to level 3? We're not talking about that tonight, Lionel. Okay, so Lionel is hitting on to something that I've been working on. All right, and so since he's talking about it a little bit, I share it with y'all a little bit. Okay, I give y'all the 411 on it a little bit. Okay, because I've been working on a whatchamacallit. Let me go ahead and drop it. All right, so this is what Lionel is talking about. Okay, I've been working on creating a framework with the red pill. All right, preferably dealing with red pill rage. Okay, and so I've been working on creating this framework for a minute and stuff. And so this is what he's talking about. Let me go and pull it up. All right, this is my current framework that I'm working on right now. And so this is entitled the Red Pill Rage Framework. And so what I'm doing is that I'm putting together a framework. I'm putting together a philosophy dealing with red pill, all right? And so the name of this particular diagram that you're seeing right now, this particular diagram is dealing with the ARDDL model, okay? And so basically what the ARDDL model is doing is that it is demonstrating to you the levels of what men go through when they have finally been awakened. Now, when you look at on level 1, the awakening phase, right, that's pretty much every man who's used to be like blue pill or whatever, right? They used to be blue pill, but they've been awakening to the truth about relationships. And so they're stuck here at level 1. Then level 2, after the awakening phase, they go into, which is the rage phase. Now, the problem with this is that I have been noticing a lot of my fellow brothers are stuck right here at level 2, which is the rage phase. Okay. The rage phase consists of them not liking women at all, period, or they want to not be in women atmosphere. They don't have nothing to do with women or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? These be the same one that you'll see either on my shorts or my community posts, where every time you post anything remotely about a woman, they have something negative to say about women, right? These are the same one that a lot of women would say to men that they're being misandrous as well too. All right. So all of this exists in level 2 right here, which is rage. And a lot of men are stuck in 2. A lot of men are stuck in 2. And so when you get to 3, it's the discernment phase. This is after the awakening of rage, and in the discernment phase, this is where you start finally holding yourself accountable for the choices and the decisions that you made within that same relationship. Like, say, for example, with my situation, I started off at the awakening part when I was married previously, right? And I seen everything that this woman was doing to me in the past. All right. And so that was my level 1 awakening. Then when I finally exited out and went through my divorce phase and stuff, that's when I went into my rage mode, which is level 2. And so what's also fascinating about this, brothers, is that another reason why we get stuck on 2 is because we do be trying to look for answers. And so through the process of us looking for answers, we're discovering the red pill community. You'll discover content creators. You'll discover other people who are, writers or different like that, right? And they'll present to you this certain type of content. Say, for example, with your Rollo Tomasis, with your Andrew Tates, with your Myron Gaines. These men would gravitate towards these particular men for answers, right? Not understanding that these men that I'm mentioning is literally grifting off of you. Meaning that they keep you in this rage phase just so they can grift and make money off of you. And so they'll create content. This is the reason why, say, for example, with Myron Gaines, this is one of the main reasons why they had created the Fresh and Fit podcast. Is because it was designed to grift men, where they end up inviting, these younger women, preferably be younger women who are like OF models or, street workers, sex workers, and different things like that. And they'll bring them onto their platform, and they will demonstrate to you about how low IQ these type of women are, or how inexperienced these type of women are. And they'll have these panels, discussions. And while they having all this stuff happening, right, you as the viewer, you're currently in your rage mode, and you're looking at this like, you know what, they're right. Everything they're saying is correct. They're right. Not understanding that they're using psychology on you to keep you in this level 2, which is rage. Now, the level 3 discernment part, brothers, is when you become fully aware of what's going on. And then you start taking accountability for the choices and decisions that you have made. Now, once again, with my particular situation, when I finally exited out of the 2 and went to the 3, right, that's when I started realizing that part of the situation that happened to me, of course, it was, my ex fault, but the other part of it was absolutely my fault as well too. And simply because I had allowed it to happen, I had made a choice and decision to be in that relationship, knowing good and damn well that it wasn't sufficient enough, it wasn't healthy enough. Okay. And so After 1-3, that's when we go into 1-4, which is the discipline part. This is where you literally start reinventing yourself as a man. Everything that you've been taught while you was young, you literally unlearn that in 4 and relearn it all over again to rediscover who you are, to rediscover that everything that you've been taught was built on a lie. Everything that you been taught by your fathers and your grandfathers was built on a lie. On a low key level, they was teaching you to be misandrous. And so in this phase, this 4 right here, right, this is the point where you have to unlearn and relearn all over again and discipline yourself. And finally, when you master 4, this one you get to 5. When you get to 5, this is where you are ruling yourself. You are on a leadership level where you learn how to be a leader. Then after when you be a leader, the circle starts back over again, not for yourself, but the circle starts back over for you in a leadership position to pass their information on to your fellow brethren who is back at 1. And that, my friends, is the ARDDL model that's built within the Red Pill Rage framework that I will be teaching on this channel pretty soon. Okay, and that's what my moderator is talking about right now. That's what he's talking about. And so I will be breaking this thing all the way down to y'all. This is a future episode that I'm working on building for y'all, and when I finish building it, we're gonna break this thing all the way down. And the whole purpose of this is for me to help get you out of this Red Pill Rage framework. That's the whole purpose. Because through my experience of being a content creator, like I see a lot of men crashing out over women, a lot of men mad at women and doing all this weird stuff, treating women like property, and different things like that. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the future. That's my framework. That's my framework, and we're going to be talking about that a lot in future episodes. Okay. But yeah, that whole chart, I built that whole chart together, and I have I have a lot of things together. I have everything, my notes and everything together. It doesn't matter to me just finalizing everything and go ahead and present it to y'all so I can help y'all transition into where you need to be at as men. Okay. But yeah, that's what we're going to talk about in the future. But that's what my moderator is talking about. All right, man, that's going to be fire. Yeah, it is. It is. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud, excited about it. My moderator, and I was going over it with him. He was very, very, very excited about it. That's why he wanted me to bring it up on this show tonight. So we're going to be talking about that a lot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so stay tuned for that. All right. So once again, if you're not sub up to this channel, make sure you're sub up and make sure you have your notifications set when I go live. Okay. Because we're going to break this thing down so I can help us as men. All right. All right. Next on the agenda, Lina want me to talk about Maya. I don't know why the hell we talking about Maya. I don't know why. But, did y'all hear what happened with Jasmine Crockett, by the way? Let's segue into that a few seconds. Y'all heard the latest thing about Jasmine Crockett? If not, that's okay. I'll share it with y'all. Now, I want y'all to understand that I don't hate Jasmine Crockett. I don't have a certain hatred for Jasmine Crockett like other dudes, you know what I'm saying? But I do call out her behavior, you know what I mean? I do call out her certain behavior that she be doing, because I think some of her behavior is not what it is at all, period. But Jasmine, she ended up doing a stream. I think almost like a week ago. She did a stream on TikTok, and she was pretty much telling people about her future plans. Now, those of y'all who haven't caught Jasmine Crockett right, y'all should know that this is going to be her final term in her seat. Okay. The reason why is because she had lost the Senate race. All right. By her running for Senate, she had forfeited her seat at District 30 in Texas. All right. And so there's another dude who now is in the running for her seat. Well, two other dudes, and they're getting ready to do the runoffs on that in May. All right. So regardless of what happened, Jasmine Crockett is no longer going to be in that seat. All right. So everything that's happening right now, she is going towards the end of her political campaign. So with that being said, she had did a live stream talking about this, right? And so I wish I had caught the whole thing because I had watched it, but I meant to record it, but I didn't. But it is what it is. But hopefully this video right here will give you a quick summary of what she was talking about. All right. So let me click on it. See if this works. Let me turn the volume up. Bam.
Y'all check this clip out.
So I will potentially go back to practicing law.
It's not the clip I wanted, but okay.
Y'all check this clip out.
Hate to see it. But then again, I
Down,
told you.
down.
I told you.
Let me do that. Bam. Okay.
But I'm a whole lawyer. So I will potentially go back to practicing law. I'm engaged in conversations with some law firms about what that
they
will
got
look
it out
like.
of there, bro.
I want to be semi-flexible as it relates to the practice of law, because I absolutely want to get to this book, but I'm a whole lawyer. So I will potentially go back to practicing law. I'm engaged in conversations with some law firms about what that would look like. I want to be semi-flexible as it relates to the practice of law, because I absolutely want to get to this book.
Hate to see it. But then
All right. So that was the clip, right?
I'm engaged.
So that's the clip that she was talking about, right? So in other words, her future plans is that she's going to go back into being a lawyer, right? Because she was a civil rights lawyer here in Texas, okay? Or civil rights attorney, whatever you want to call it, right? So she's going to go back on practicing that. Also, what y'all didn't hear is that she also wanted to get into content creation, meaning that she wanted to create a podcast, just like what she's doing on TikTok. So she's interested in that as well too. She also said that she was going to help the gentleman who's in Texas, if he wins this runoff, right, she's going to help assist him getting fully into his seat, okay, by helping assisting him and giving him pointers and everything like that. So that's what she was talking about in that live stream. Now, what's interesting about this is that since she was talking about that she also wanted to get into more content creation and podcasts, right, I'm kind of thinking about that. I need to get in contact with her now on the cool. I'm thinking that I need to get in contact with her because maybe she'll come on the lounge and have one podcast episode on the lounge with me. Maybe she'll do that because that's what I'm thinking about for real. That's what I'm thinking about doing for real. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting until her position expires, which is going to be in November. All right. So I'm going to be patient and wait till November. Then after when November is over, then that's when I'm going to get in contact with her and see if she could possibly come over here to the lounge and, have an episode with us over here. Grace us with our presence at the lounge. You know what I mean? Because she owed me one. Hopefully. But yeah, so that's what's going on with Jasmine Crockett. the things that she had going on with her campaign and different things like that. All right. What else been going on? Oh, there's another interesting topic that happened on TikTok, right? That I want to get y'all perspective on. So I've been hearing lately that dudes was sitting up here. What they was saying? Hold up. Now I gotta look this shit up too, bro. Tenderism. Hold up. Maybe it's on here on my phone. Oh, it was dudes, right? It's dudes on here on TikTok saying that they was having a lonely epidemic. Okay, they was having a loneliness epidemic. Have y'all heard of that? Men having a loneliness epidemic. Whereas dudes literally saying that they feeling lonely, or women sitting up here saying that these dudes are lonely and some stupidest crap. Lonely, as soon as I know how to spell. Epidemic. Okay. Here it is right here. So these different people, they're saying that men are having a loneliness epidemic. Tell my bro, you like it been a male loneliness epidemic. I'm just not talking about it, bro. I'm sorry. Jeez, calm down. Shit. But yeah, they've been talking about it lately, and it came across my timeline, right? So I'm kind of curious of what y'all think about this. All right?
The male loneliness epidemic, the very idea of it, because I understand one principle: you were never meant to be this alone. I understand that. I truly do. But the world did teach you to mistake starvation for strength. And now that you're collapsing, it's hiding the real crime beneath this phrase. It's not a weather event. It is not an epidemic. This is a 400-year design flaw. I'm about to show you we were wrong. Men weren't starved of love, right? They were robbed of love. They were robbed of themselves. I'm going to tell you what happens to every man. Somebody takes your ability to feel and calls it becoming a man. Somebody takes your need for closeness and renames it weakness. Somebody takes your hunger for connection and replaces it with earning. And then they tell you that a woman is the only place you're allowed to put it all. And then they tell women that they're selfish for not wanting to carry the weight of an entire gender's emotional amputation. That's what they do. But that is not loneliness. By definition, it's not loneliness. It's an identity engineered around exile. And that's the part no man's ready for, because you never lost connection. You never lost connection. You were just never taught how to have any. Not with yourself, not with your father, not with other men, not with your feelings, not with your body, not with grief, not with fear, none of it. None of it. Not with tenderness, and definitely not with truth. And the moment that women stop being the emotional life support system that men were trained to depend on, the whole system starts screaming, huh? It did. And men blame women. But listen, I want you to understand this, because you aren't blaming women because they failed you. I just understand. I just want you to sit steady for a second. You're blaming women because if you blame the system, you have to face the fact that the system stole your entire emotional life before you were old enough to address it. Right? Before you were old enough to fight back. You'd have to face the fact that you were not raised, you were hollowed out. You were hollowed out. You have to face the fact that your rage is grief and armor. The fact that your numbness is a childhood tomb. It's a childhood tomb. The fact that everything you call strength was built on the burial of your humanity. There is no male loneliness epidemic. It doesn't exist. There is only a mass unmarked grave of men who died emotionally at 7 years old and kept walking. That's all that's left right now. That's all that's here. So just so you can stay focused, right? If you ever think you're lonely because women changed, you're lonely because the boy inside you was still locked in that room where crying meant punishment and softness meant shame and asking meant humiliation and silence was the only safe language you were allowed to speak. And that's still not loneliness. It's not loneliness, but it is a hostage situation and nobody came for you. Nobody came for you, right? So just to tell you what won't free you. Blaming women will not free you. Mocking softness will not free you. Performing strength will not free you. Being chosen won't free you. Being wanted won't free you. And being needed won't free you. None of those have the key. None of them have the key because none of those things give back none of those things give back the self you had to sacrifice just to be considered to be a man. Just to be considered as a man, right? So just to be honest with you, right? Men are not lonely because of women. Period. No, men are lonely because masculinity made orphans out of boys and made the orphanhood manhood. And that's the reality. That's the reality, right? We live in the midst of conquered men. Men who were conquered by other men who they don't have the strength to face. That's the reality we live in. And masculinity abandons the new boy every day.
I'm going to give y'all my perspective on this. I'm not trying to let him finish his sermon, all right?
Every day. So unless we work harder as men, I'm telling you what story we're going to live through. Yours. That's what your child's going to live through. Your story. Everything that went wrong in it because you don't know how to fix it. You never got the emotional literacy. You got to lock in. Right? I'm just being honest with you, right? The only way out of the male loneliness epidemic, if you feel like it's something happening to you, is if you lock inward. Only way is coming out. So
let me explain this to y'all, all right, about the male loneliness epidemic. This phrase had came about due to feminist women, okay? The phrase came about as a way to emasculate men, all right? So basically, what the argument is that the reason why these men are decentering themselves away from women is because they desire to be with their male counterparts. Hence, they use the term of them being, gay or different things like that. Hence, the male loneliness epidemic. So that's what they are talking about in regards to that. Now, what he's talking about is something totally different. Now, I was listening to him. He kind of was like all over the place. He was kind of tied in red pill with blue pill, and he was tied in the patriarchy and all this other stuff, matriarchy, all in one. You know what I mean? But some of the things that he was saying, I can understand where he's coming from. Okay, because I have talked about it over here at the lounge. I have said that the patriarchal system can be used in a very destructive way for not only for men, but it can be used in a destructive way for women as well too. A matter of fact, the foundation of the patriarchal system is the reason why we have feminism today. It's because of that system. So I also said that I don't believe that the patriarchal system should be destroyed. I believe that it needs to be reconstructed. I believe that it needs to be reconstructed so it can fit in this modern day time. Same concept when I was telling people about what we call it, gender roles. Same concept about gender roles, you know what I'm saying? Where I believe that the whole concept about gender roles need to be reconstructed for this modern day time, because the things that happened in the past, it was for the past and it worked for the past. But in this present time and moving towards the future, it is not compatible at our period. Gender roles is not compatible, just like, the system with the patriarchal system, the matriarchal system, all these different systems, right? They're not compatible for the modern day time, and they need to be revised. They need to be reconstructed where it can fit within these modern social norms. But that's where I stand on that. But what he was talking about, the male loneliness, this is also that I talk about over here, where I say that it's very important for a man to not only find himself, to know who he is, but also be happy within his own self, within his own space. The only time when a woman needs to be included into your space is when she is fulfilling her role as an actual helpmeet. Okay? And now when I use the word helpmeet, I'm not using it in contrast to her being a slave, as a punching bag, as a pushover. I'm using it in contrast to that she's literally a helpmeet. She's literally assisting with the overall goals of the whole family nuclear system. That's what I'm talking about. But if that man doesn't desire to be within that said nuclear family system, then it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You should be more than capable of existing on your own. Now, I also want y'all to understand this clearly. When I say exist on your own, I'm not talking about you having the mindset or the mentality that you hate women and you trying to decenter yourself because you had a bad experience with women. I'm saying it in a contrast that you know yourself. You know yourself and you know that you can be happy regardless of what type of condition that you're in, whether you're in a relationship or not. That's what I'm talking about. If you cannot exist on your own, right? If you cannot exist on your own, if you cannot function as a grown, competent man on your own, going out and being about your purpose on your own and being happy on your own, I'm letting you know, gentlemen, that it is going to be virtually impossible for you to not only lead, but also be in a monogamous relationship with a woman. Because it starts with you first. Starts with you first. But if you don't understand that concept, then it's not going to work. That's why another thing too is that whenever I have whenever I have episodes talking about, incels and different things like that, now I go really hard on the incels and the other gentlemen and stuff, right? Letting them know that you don't have to be that way. You don't. Sweet Rita, what's up with us? Salute. Once again, everybody, this is the Ask Urban Anything Show. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you on, Ray. Appreciate you on tuning into the show, man. Once again, appreciate you on tuning into the Ask Urban Anything Show, where we're addressing any type of topic that your heart desires. All right. And right now, I'm throwing out this topic. I was going to actually do a one podcast episode talking about this, by the way, but here we are. So what are we talking about right now? We're talking about the male loneliness epidemic, and I'm giving you my my theory behind the male loneliness epidemic. All right. And I'll share with you that there are two parts to this. One part is dealing with what feminists is talking about. Feminists is using this to weaponize to try to emasculate men, to say that since these men are discentering women, then obviously these men are queer or gay or different things like that. Once again, to emasculate them. But the other framework of the male loneliness is talking about what I'm saying, is that this male loneliness epidemic don't have nothing to do with them discentering women, but it have everything to do with them existing within their self. So one thing that I can want to say about this issue is that I can understand it. I can understand from both perspectives. I can also understand it because the point of time when I wasn't in a relationship, right? I was doing my own thing, right? Existing and enjoying myself and enjoying my children, spending time with my children. Each time when my children came over to my my residence, right, we got out and we had fun and all the stuff there, right? But then they go back to their mother. Then once they go back to their mother, guess what? I'm alone. So I can understand the loneliness part. I can understand the loneliness of companionship, especially if that's something you're used to. Now, I want y'all to consider this very well, all right? I want y'all to consider that in my relationship, I was with this said woman for 11 years. 11 years with being with a person without being alone. physically, by the way. And all of that ended. And so now I'm existing by myself. So if you are used to that, then yeah, it's going to do something to you. It's going to make you feel some type of way, for sure. It takes a lot to get recalibrated. A matter of fact, it had took me a lot to want to get recalibrated. Can I be transparent with y'all? Ain't like I'd be doing it anyway, but during that time of my male loneliness phase, this phase is also what my moderator and my executive producer called the Pookie Urban phase. All right. This dude, he literally coined it, the Pookie Urban phase. All right. So within my male loneliness phase, right, I had got lonely where I like, you know what? I'm just gonna find some bops or whatever, right? And I'm just gonna holler at them and have sex with them, and it be it, just so I won't keep feeling like I'm being alone. And that's what I did. Did it for a while, did it for a long while. Different experiences. From one night stands to situationships, to friend zones. Been there and did it. Been there and did it. All because I was dealing with that loneliness. But eventually, I had crossed over to where I mastered it, to where I no longer needed that type of validation anymore. That's when I became fully engaged within my purpose and started fully walking into my purpose. But all I'm saying is this, brothers, is that, you know, it's going to take a lot for you to master that. And I'm also do another show talking about that, giving y'all techniques that I had learned in order for you to master this male loneliness thing. Okay, so you won't make stupid mistakes like I did. All right. So I'm gonna want to create a show. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. But the long story short, yeah, I dealt with the male loneliness. I dealt with it, master it, and now this is where we're at right now. Like talking about, shoot, you late for this topic, bro. You real late on this topic. No, I'm right on time. I am right on time, brother. The reason why I'm right on time, because this is the time for me to talk about it. You may have heard it from other lenses, but this is the time where we're going to talk about it. This is the time where I'm going to talk about it now. But yeah, so like, I don't know if this situation is different for, the genders versus, when I say genders, I'm talking about, women. I don't know if their loneliness is similar to a man's loneliness, or is it different? I have no idea. But I know when I went through it, right, it was difficult because, once again, I was so used to being in the presence of another person. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a lot to overcome that. It do. Well, personally for me. Now, it may be different for another man. That's why I'm not sitting up here trying to say that this is a one-size-fits-all type thing, that just because I did it this way, that you should do it this way too. No, because you're not like me. You haven't been through the experiences that I have been through. Likewise, I have not been through the experiences that you have been through. Okay? We may be able to relate on certain things, you know what I'm saying? But overall, we both have not been through the exact same experiences. So yeah, it's not an easy thing to master, but it can be mastered if you commit yourself to it, for sure. If you find the forums where these guys are talking, they have experiences, but they don't feel like women will care. Me and my sister had gone through several forums, listened to these young men. Then like I say, it's not the female loneliness epidemic tried to take off, but it didn't stick. Gotcha. But yeah, like I say, I'm gonna this is gonna be one of these other episodes that I'm going to dive deeper into, and I'm gonna present this content to y'all and just break down my personal anecdotal experience dealing with this, and then I'm going to give you solutions on how to deal with this as a man too, because like I say, it's not an easy thing. I know this particular thing is not easy to overcome. It's not. And then what's worse about it is that the worse it becomes, right, the more likely you're gonna be making some dumb decisions and dumb choices. Hence, this is dealing with. Remember, I was telling y'all about us vetting out each other, which I'm gonna do a show about that as well too. Is talking about the vetting process, all right? But the result is that instead of you properly vetting out that certain person, right, you just settle for any old damn thing. You settle for it because you just want companionship. And so you settle for this woman, knowing good and down well this woman is no good for you, knowing good and well she's a bob, knowing good and well she probably is a feminist, knowing good and well, she's going to do all these weird things, you know what I'm saying? And you believe that you could fix her, you could change her because you want a companion so bad because you're lonely. Nope. So what gets you in trouble? The only solution is Thanos. To snap him out of existence. Nah, bro. We can't snap out of existence because they're here for a reason, man. They are here for a reason. And so we can't do that, man. We cannot do that. But the best thing that we can do is most definitely work on ourselves. For sure. But the bad part about that is that while we're working on ourselves, what the women are doing? Are they doing the same thing? Or are they working on themselves too? Do they have do they have women out there who are mentoring them and helping them transition through their said toxic relationships where they could have better relationships? Wonder. But yep, Sweet Rita, she said, Urban, what is the red pill and the blue pill? Explain this to me. All right, so let me go ahead and explain the red pill and blue pill to you. Okay. So the red pill is this. The red pill is simply a awakening, just to make a long story short. And I'm not going to explain to you my philosophy part behind it, all right? I'm just going to explain to you in general what it is. So the red pill is this. The red pill is when a man has a awakening moment and he realized that it was a system that was put together to have him fail as being the protector, the provider, having provisions for women. That's what it is, long story short. And what happens in the system is that they teach men certain type of things that a man's supposed to do, but in reality, he don't supposed to be doing. This thing is, when you was over here before, we talked a lot about simping and stuff, right? We talked a lot about being a sucker. I did one whole show talking about chivalry when I was telling you that chivalry was actually dead. It was actually an invention. That was something that was an invention. I was on did shows talking about where women had this expectation that men had to do all these things for women, but the women don't reciprocate in return. All of that is part of a system. And so what happened is that these said men have realized or awakening and seeing the truth behind this said system. This concept came about with the movie The Matrix, okay? So in the movie The Matrix, right, Morpheus was in a scene with Neo, okay? This was the famous scene where Morpheus was telling Neo that, hey, you're trapped in the Matrix. Now, if you want to see how far this thing goes, right, you would take the red pill. But if you want to stay within the same system of control, manipulation, you being a sucker and a simp and all the stuff that, right, you take the blue pill and you're going to stay in this system. Hence, that's what the one blue pill is. The blue pill is essentially that you're accepting that you're going to stay in the system of being a sucker and a simp and a beta male, allowing, certain type of women manipulate and control you and emasculate you as a man. So, in a nutshell, that's essentially what the red pill and the blue pill is. That's a general definition of it, all right? That's a general definition. Now, since the invention of this, right, it has evolved into what I call different splinter cells. Because within the whole framework of the red pill, right, it was designed to be a framework of philosophy, was teaching men to navigate relationships properly. That's ultimately what it is. Where these men are being reprogrammed, per se, to where they see the truth behind relationships. And they also see the truth behind how the way women operate. And so the whole red pill framework and the philosophy is teaching men how to navigate within these women, accepting the nature of a woman. So you can move within, that nature of the woman, essentially. That's pretty much what it is. But when I say they have a splinter cell, what end up happening is that end up having a splinter cell where now you have these group of, men who are red pill, right? But they became radical with it, meaning that they totally want to decenter women. These are the same type of men who are toxic towards women. They're argumentative. You've seen them probably on social media, whatever, doing podcasts. Like, say, for example, like Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate, different men like that, you know what I'm saying, where they are toxic and they are teaching men to totally dissenter women or use women for what they are, which in their mindset, women are property. Okay. And so end up on splitting into these different things. But the bad part about it is that people recognize the negative part of the red pill, but they don't acknowledge the actual positive philosophy framework of the red pill. Hence, this is the reason why I've been talking about this for all these years. Why I'm literally exposing the truth behind it. Now there are men, they come at me all the time. They'll come at me either on my live streams, they'll come at me even on my shorts or even my community walls, and we be going back and forth at it. Because there are things that they say and do I just don't agree with at all, period. Because I don't believe in domestic discipline with women. I don't believe in treating women as property. Now, I also don't believe that women are equal. But I believe that women are designed to be helpmeets. Okay? So, that's, in other words, that's essentially what it is. Okay? Everything that I always been talking about on Sweet Reader, it does a label behind it. All right? So, same thing with simps and beta males and sigma males, and also all of that is tied into this thing right now. And one thing about everyone who follows me is that I'm always be building blocks. If I'm talking about something, I'm talking about it for a reason, because I'm talking about it because there's more to it, and I'm just building it up, building it up, building it up, building it up. And so now we're in the end game. We're in the events part of it. So, yeah. That's essentially what it is. Now, there have been videos that came out on YouTube. No, not YouTube, but Netflix. There have been videos that came out on Netflix talk about the red pill in the manosphere and, different things like that, So if you're curious about it, then by all means, check them videos out. And, if you want to research it, by all means, research it on your time. But yeah, that's what it is. Once again, shout out to everybody who's in the building. This is the Ask Urban Anything show where this is the only time where I'll be very engaging with y'all. Whatever questions y'all ask me, I will address it as long as it goes with the YouTube community guidelines and standards. Now, if you ask some weird ass questions, I'm not going to address it. I don't care if you super chat me. If it's some weird ass question, I'm not going to address it at all, period. All right. So appreciate everyone who's tuning in to this particular episode. Now like I say, I can open up the call line as well too if y'all want to come up, but y'all got to let me know if that's something that you want to do. That option is available for you, okay? But you gotta let me know. You gotta let me know in the chat. Urban, I want to come up and talk to you. If you let me know in the chat, then I will drop the link. And then you can come up and have a conversation with me, all right? Other than that, I ain't going to do it. Urban, what you think of the data I sent earlier? To be honest with you, bro, this is what I think.
That's bullshit.
That's what I think. That's why I really didn't respond to it. That's why I really didn't go into no detailed response to it, bro, because I knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. That's why I responded back to you with them emojis. I'm like, okay. It is what it is, It is what it is. But yeah, that's what I think. That's why you suck. Lionel wanted me to go into details of stuff. I like, man, I'm not even entertain this shit tonight. I'm not finna do it tonight. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, because it is what it is. No, it is what it is. I know it's bad, bro. I know, trust me. I know it's bad. I know it's bad. I know it is. But it also is what it is. It's bad, but it is what it is. I'm just saying. But yeah, once again, y'all, this is the Ask Urban Anything show. Any questions that you want to address to me, it don't matter. It don't even matter about the topic at all, y'all. It can be anything, wherever y'all want to talk to me about, address about, by all means, you can either type it in the chat, or if you want to actually have an actual conversation with me, all you got to do is put it in the comment section, say Urban, drop the link, and I will drop the link and we'll have a conversation. All right. Now, one thing I want to let y'all know that I'm not going to be dropping no down StreamYard links because fuck StreamYard with a passion. But what I will drop is the Zoom link. All right. So I'll drop the one Zoom link. And guess what? You don't have to worry about signing up to Zoom because when you click on the link, it's going to have a hyperlink right there that say enter in through the browser without signing up for it. So you don't even have to sign up for Zoom at all. All you gotta do is click on the link and it will take you right to the page where you need to be at. All right. So, and also I will be disabling the camera as well too. So you don't even have to cam up at all, period. The one thing that's going to show is whatever name that you choose yourself to be. And you'll have to fix that prior before entering into the stream. All right. And so it'll show you that when you enter in on the Zoom thing, it'll show you how to do all that and stuff, change your name and all that stuff. But the camera will be disabled. You don't have to cam up or anything like that. All right. Because I don't trust y'all anyway. I don't. I really don't. But yeah. So if that's something you want to do, then all you got to do is say drop the link, Urban, and I will drop the link and we'll have the conversation. Other than that, if you want to continue having conversations in the chat, by all means, continue the conversations in the chat, and I will address them in the chat. No problem. Are you keeping an eye on the updates on the next 2 space missions? No. I'm not. Not at all. I'm still trying to get over this last one with Artemis. So I'm trying to get over the fact that they really went to the moon or not. Because I don't know. Because like when I was seeing them pictures, right? I ain't lying. Them pictures kind of look like a green screen stock photos. I ain't lying. The ones I seen on NASA.com or .gov or wherever the hell they are, shoot, they look like some stock photos, man. So I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. So I'm kind of questioning that. But no, I haven't been keeping up with the next upcoming space missions. I know which one of them is eventually that they want them to go to Mars. So yeah, I haven't been keeping up with that at all. Period. But yeah. Well, what else we got on the docket to talk about tonight? Because there was other stuff that I was going to talk about. I just forgot about it. How's it going, OG? Shit, I'm good. What's up with it, player? What's up with it? Salute. Kid Chronic, what's the dealio? Welcome to the lounge, my guy. If you're a guy. Welcome to the lounge. Appreciate you subbing up, because that's the only way you can chat, by subbing up to the channel. So I appreciate you subbing up to the channel. Appreciate you. So what you want to talk about, Kid Chronic? Let me know. Let me know what you want to talk about, and I'll address it. As long as you're not trolling me, all right? As long as you're following YouTube community guidelines, then yeah, you can ask whatever question you want to ask. I ain't tripping. But like I said, I have some other stuff on the docket too that I want to talk about, but now I don't want to talk about it because I know I'm going to be doing an episode about it, and I don't want to spoil y'all or spoil the episode. You know, I want to keep it secret. I want to keep it secret for y'all. So when I do it, then, you know, it be lit. What are your thoughts on the underwater facilities in China? I have no earthly idea about that, Lino, at all, period. I have no earthly idea. But however, I did see a news story, right? I seen a news story that these archaeologists had discovered they had discovered a underwater cavern that's under the discovery of Noah's Ark in Turkey. Okay. Yeah, so once again, they said that there was some caverns that discovered under the resting place where the Noah Ark is at in Turkey. Now, they had discovered it through, you know, using sonar technology, to my understanding. And so this thing is very significant, especially in the religious communities, because, you know, a lot of people are saying that, you know, Noah's Ark never existed, and, you know, Jesus never existed, and none of these characters in the Bible never existed too. So this is very significant to them because this could really prove the existence of these said characters in the Bible. So they're in the process of trying to figure out a way to, you know, drill into these said caverns so they can, you know, discover it. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. That's what I've seen so far about that. Gotcha, boss. Yeah, they built them data centers underwater. That's crazy. I haven't heard about that one. Yeah, yep. Yep. I heard about it today, though, bro. I heard about it today. So, yeah. Which means God really is a jerk. Oh, yeah. It is what it is. But, yeah, so that's so far what I didn't heard. I'm still waiting on information about the young lady that got killed in Africa, right? I'm still waiting on information because I know that a lot of content creators been talking about it right now, and they've been putting their spill on it. Preferably, they've been doing a divestiture spin on it, okay? So basically what they're saying is this. They're saying like, hey, since she was unalive by this white dude, that's what she get for divesting, period. That being the argument, where that being the claim in these streets so far. But I'm still trying to wait on the official story to come out. That way I can want to share with you my perspective dealing with that story with her. All right. So that's why I haven't even talked about it. That's why I haven't even covered it yet at all. So I'm waiting on that information to come out. All right. And watch everybody drown trying to get under Noah's Ark. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy work, ain't it? There's a lot of scientists that have been getting off. Have you heard of this? No, I haven't heard of that at all, bro. Why is that happening to them? Are they sharing information that's vital and the elites don't want nothing to do with it? She was killed by a white man. I just seen a shirt where a guy shot his black baby mom 15 times in Ohio. Yeah, I seen that story. Matter of fact, ain't that the storyline? Ain't that one of the stories I had posted on my community wall? But with that slide, ain't that within that story? But yeah. But just like I stated before on this, right? I don't have the same ideology like my other brothers have, right? Where if something happened to a woman, then I'm celebrating it, right? No, that ain't right. That ain't right at all. If we got upset when women have celebrated the departure of the late Kevin Samuels, right? Why would we go ahead and participate in doing the same exact thing when a woman is being unalived by a man or a white man or whatever the case might be? Why would we do that? Why? Because like I stated, it is our responsibility as men to also be leaders, okay? We have to want to lead by example. And I know what Lionel's going to say. He's going to say, bro, you got to break down this thing about leadership even more because some of these dudes don't even know what it means to be a leader. I am in future episodes. I'm going to want to break that down even more, okay? I'm most definitely going to do that. So it's coming. But yes, we have to be leaders, man. We got to be leaders. We got to lead by examples. Just because they doing it, that doesn't mean that gives us the green light to do it as well too. We have to be better than that, man. We have to use stoicism. That's the same concept where I don't believe a man should be getting into rage that easy. Now, I can understand if there's certain situations that happen and it's stress related and it escalated to that point, then I get that understanding because at the end of the day, you're human. But to immediately pop off right then and there? Nah, bro. Nah. Gotta control yourself, my guy. Gotta be stoic. There's too much celebration going on with women getting hurt, and yet I'm not with it. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not with it neither, man. I'm not with that neither. I'm not celebrating that or anything like that because it ain't right. It ain't right. Because these men want to be bitches so bad. Yeah, that's. I hate that because what's on Kevin Samuels when he was talking to me specifically and nobody had an issue with the facts, but as soon as women wanted to get in that fire, they couldn't take the heat. And that's interesting too because over here on this channel, Kid Chronic, I have covered different Kevin Samuels streams. As a matter of fact, they up on. I did one. I did an episode reacted to one of Kevin Samuels shows last week, to my understanding. And so even by me reacting to his episodes, right, there's certain things that I agree with what he was saying, and there's other things that I did not agree with him at all, period. A matter of fact, last week we had reacted to that Average as Best video. That was a video that blew him up and made him popular. So we reacted to that whole show, that whole hour or so long stream. But over here at the lounge, we do not have a echo chamber, period. Because I want people to have their own independent thinking. I don't want you to agree with me because I'm the content creator over here. I don't want you to agree with me because I'm Urban. I don't want you to disagree with me because, man, Urban be having some great talking points and stuff, right? And yeah, I just want to agree with him. I don't want you to disagree with me because of that. Because even by me having like good talking points, I could still be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be definitely wrong. And that's why it's up to you as the subscriber to let me know or let each other know. The only way we're going to grow together as men, where the things say earn, sharpen, earn, is that we have to challenge and push each other. But in order for that to happen, right, gentlemen, we have to at least care about each other. We have to care about at least each other to where we want to do that for each other. So when I'm presenting information to y'all, gentlemen, I legitimately be caring about y'all well-being for real. I really do. And I don't have to know you to care about your well-being. Now, I know that may sound weird to this modern generation. This OG dude say that he care about me. That's weird as hell. That's corny. You could call it whatever the hell you want to call it. But I know that deep down inside that y'all desire to have somebody on your corner because you're fighting your battles every single day. You're fighting your external battles where you fighting your battles at work, fighting your physical battles, and you're fighting your internal battles as well too, fighting things that's going on with your mind, fighting things that's going on with your internal body, fighting things going with you spiritually too. So that's why I say I get it. I understand it. So that's why it's cool to have at least somebody in your corner that will tell you like, yeah, man, I care. I care what you're going through. I care about what you're going through, man. And so over here at the lounge, that's why I make sure that the things I present to you, I present it to you in a way where it could be a valuable resource to you that it could help you in your everyday life. It's not just about entertainment, which entertainment is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But we also over here to learn and to engage each other and to grow. At least that's my goal over here at the lounge when y'all come over here. Nah, that's real spill. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Got to check it out and throw some hypes around, man. Hey, I appreciate that as well, too. Appreciate you hyping the video, man. Y'all know hypes do good. A matter of fact, speaking of which, we got roughly about 80 people watching now. They kind of go up and down to 80 to 60 to 80 to 60. So those of y'all who are tuning in right now, this is the Ask Urban Anything show. Do me a favor, y'all. We got this many people in here, but we only got 18 likes, man. We need to get them likes up for real. We need to get them likes up. Okay. This is important. The reason why it's important is because this is going to let YouTube know that you want more of this content. Okay. If you want more of this content, then go ahead and thumbs up the video. If you're watching it from the vertical stream, all you got to do is double tap the screen. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's simple. Now, if you want to also support the channel or become a sponsor of the channel, then by all means, you can do that as well too. You can sponsor the channel. Tonight's sponsor right now is Mr. Ray. He had to leave, but Mr. Ray has sponsored the channel earlier. And I appreciate his sponsorship for the channel. Appreciate you a whole lot, brother. Appreciate you. But once again, this is the Ask Urban Anything show, where tonight this is where I'm fully engaged with you, the subscriber. Whatever questions you want to ask me, by all means, you can ask me. Okay? I will address it. As long as it's not no question that goes against YouTube community guidelines and standards. Okay? Other than that, I will address it. Now, once again, if it's a stream, I'm not going to address it out period. I'm just going to look over it. Okay? So then also, I also gave y'all the option to is if you don't want to type your question in the chat and you actually want to come up and have a brief conversation with me, then just let me know your intention. Just say, hey, Urban, drop the link. And I will drop the link for you and we'll have a conversation. All right? So let's get more into it, y'all. What do you tell a young man that is 19 who has been SA'd by his father, stepfather, and jumped by 5 men and SA and now feels worthless? What I would tell him is this. Oh, hold up. You continue. What is your advice to the young man feeling worthless and like God has abandoned him? Okay, all right. That does it, or you got more to it, Lionel? Before I address it. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if that's it or is more. Okay, that's it. All right. So, what do you tell the young man 19 that has been SA'd by his father or stepfather and jumped by 5 men in SA and now feels worthless? What is your advice to the young man feeling worthless and like God has abandoned him? Okay. So first of all, due to the very nature of his situation, right, I wouldn't be giving him advice at all, period. Now I want you to understand why I'm saying this. The reason why I wouldn't be giving him advice is because I know that no matter what type of advice or motivation or anything like that I give to this young man, he is not going to accept it because he is currently living in his immediate reality. Okay. And that's something that I cannot change, no matter what I do. But what I will do is this. I will do my very best to figure out a plan for this young man. Meaning that if this young man doesn't have, certain type of resources to help him cope with the situation that he dealt with, and I'm talking about on a professional level, right? If he don't have no type of resources, that would be the starting point with me. It's helping them find out these resources. Another thing that I would do is this: I would establish what is known as a rapport with the young man. Now, when I say rapport, I'm talking about establishing a form of mentorship with the young man. Now, once again, within this mentorship, I'm not giving him advice or anything like that because I know where his reality is at the current moment. And I know I currently cannot change that. But within this mentorship, I will be trying to figure out ways to help him cope through what it is that he's dealing with. Because I want y'all to understand this clearly. Those of y'all who never dealt with situations like this before, I want y'all to understand this clearly. I want y'all to understand that there are so many different type of emotions that's going on within this young man mindset in his heart. He's He's dealing with betrayal. Because normally when these SA situations happen, it always happens with the person that they know. So he's dealing with betrayal. He's dealing with hurt. He's dealing with shame as well too. And within that shame, he's questioning his whole identity now, because since this situation happened, he's questioning whether if he's still a heterosexual male or not. He's questioning, should he should he still exist being a heterosexual male, or should he step outside and become bisexual, or it can even transition to, jumping into being trans, or, different things like that, or even gay. So that's another thought process that is happening with this young man that he's dealing with. Another thing that he's dealing with is that a person had broke into his house and took something from him that was very sacred, and it cannot be replaced ever. And I want y'all to think about that and consider that very well. Imagine someone breaking into your house, and out of everything that you have in your house to steal, they chose to steal this one sacred thing that you cherish more than all the other objects that you have in your house. That's what that young man and son dealing with. That one sacred thing has been robbed from him and taken from him. The last thing that he's dealing with the whole rage concept of God. I call this the beef with God stage. Hell, I'm still in my beef with God stage, to be honest with you. But I call it this stage is because he's questioning God. If he believed in the God, he's questioning that. Wondering, God, why did you allow this thing to happen to me? Especially if he was a young man, especially if he was a young man. So he got all these things that are going on with him that he's dealing with. And so that's why I say that no type of advice would remotely phantom with the things that he's dealing with. It won't even help at all, period. Not in that stage. Now, through going through the process of work where, we get him through, a lot of different programs that's beneficial. Now, there are programs out there that is not beneficial, especially dealing with situations like this. Instead of them helping people cope through this, right, they blanket it, essentially making it worse. And there's a reason behind this. Due to my former profession of being a social worker, right? One thing I know is this. A lot of these social workers went to school for a very long time. Then they got bachelor's degrees. Then they got master's degrees. Hell, some of them even got PhDs. But guess what they dealing with? They're dealing with their finances. They're dealing with student loans and student debt. The average social worker, that's on a low level, they make close to about $40,000 a year. On the high end, they'll make about $80,000 a year. Some of them will probably try to do private practices, and they could probably barely push 6 figures, give and take. But it depends on what area they decide to go into. This is very important simply because whenever you know that you're in debt, right, and you in this type of profession, 9 times out of 10, that social worker is not going to have a lot of sympathy and empathy for them to do their job effectively. They're going to look at you as another client instead of looking at you as a person who that could help you. So therefore, the things that they do for people who deal with various situations be minimal. It be average as best. And so imagine this, dealing with this and you're dealing with an average as best social worker, right? Guess what's going to happen to a young man? He's not going to get the type of services that he deserves to help him cope through this because they're going to give him bare minimum. God honest truth. Am I lying about this? Because Lionel being a social worker as well too. Am I lying about this? That's the God honest truth. And so going back to what I was saying, right, about the mentoring part. So right, since I know I've been in these type of situations, in these areas, right, I will do my best to be a mentor, to be a guide for him, to be that person that he could build a rapport, to build a trust. Because keep in mind, it was men in this situation. It was men who he lost trust from. Men. And so it's important for me to build that rapport and let them know that, hey, even though this situation happened to you, I'm not. Matter of fact, I'm going to be committed to be that man that I will not do that to you, period, or nor I will not betray you in that way. You could call it a form of giving him hope. You could call it a form of even reestablishing trust. But that's where it starts at. But also what I learned is this. I also learned that when you deal with situations like that, it is important for you right off the bat that you establish boundaries. Because if you don't establish boundaries right off the bat, then guess what? What tends to happen sometimes is this. Remember I was telling you one earlier that the dude was trying to battle his sexuality and stuff, right? What would happen is that since he's battling his sexuality, he have a person who's literally legitimately caring about him, right? He'll start having feelings for that person. He'll start becoming attached to the person. He'll develop a relationship in his mind, an intimate relationship in his mind with that person who's helping him. Then guess what? He knows that deep down inside that this dude is a heterosexual male and he's not going to go that way, anything like that. But deep down inside, he's hoping and praying that this could be something different. See, y'all didn't think I was going to go this deep in it. Well, Lionel didn't think I was going to go this deep in it. But that's what would happen. So that's why it's important to establish boundaries as well too. To let them know that, hey, I'm doing this to help you out, but at the same time, we got to have some boundaries too. I have to let you know right off the bat that the things I'm doing for you, this is not something that's going to become intimate or anything like that. All I am is a guide for you to help you transition to wherever it is that you need to be. Then within that, that's when you have to challenge them and ask, like, where is it that you want to be? Where do you want to go? What purpose do you want to fulfill in order for this thing to eventually not go away, but eventually you could cope with it and you could be able to exist? Now, once again, this is what I'm doing. All this that I'm saying, this is straight bare minimum. This bare minimum stuff. Now, the things that I'm saying, people don't think about this. People will go immediately to, man, I got to the one way I'm gonna help this dude is that I'm gonna preach to him. I'm gonna preach the word of God to him. I'm gonna quote scriptures. I'm gonna take him to church. Hell, he got a demon on him. It had to be a demon in this dude, so I'm gonna go and take him to church and cast out a demon out of this dude. Demon. Or they'll sit up here and go purchase some type of psychological textbooks and stuff, right? And quote psychological frameworks to them, thinking that that's going to help them. Nope. Not at all. Now, once again, my brothers and sisters who are watching tonight, I done through my experience of living my life, I done been through a lot of stuff. I done experienced a lot of stuff. And I also have loved ones who have experienced a lot of things too, where it literally shape up my worldview, how the way I am right now. That's why I have no problem with talking about it. That's why, when I see certain things, I know how to navigate it because I have been through it. And yes, Lionel, I have dealt with situations too where young men have dealt with that before and confined me. And I have dealt with, in the same token, that same young man at one point in time started having intimate feelings for me because I was the only one that he can trust. So that's why I'm saying, because I have experienced it. And I know how it is. Through trial and through error, through reconciliation, through correction. So I done been through a lot through my life. That's why I can present this information to y'all in a different way. Not me presenting where I'm raging with y'all or trying to troll or different things like that, but literally because I share not only personal experience, but also professional experience as well too. I'm just saying. But good question, bro. No, that's a good question for real. That's a good question. And hopefully, by me explaining it, people could understand it too. And maybe in your personal life, you may have someone who have dealt with a situation that I'm talking about, or a situation that Lionel had suggested, right? And you don't know how to deal with it. And I literally gave you just basic advice how to deal with it. Maybe this was your divine moment to tune into the stream and hear this from me. You got to clip this. Nah, it's good work, bro. I ain't asked you that, but that's the real reality. That's another layer of it. Yeah. But once again, appreciate everybody tuning into the stream. This is the Ask Urban Anything show tonight. This is where I'm engaging y'all wholeheartedly tonight. Whatever questions you want to ask me, by all means, you can ask me. No matter what it is, long it goes with YouTube community guidelines and standards, I will address it. All right. We've been having some really good questions tonight. We also have tonight's sponsor tonight. Those of y'all who are tuned in, we have tonight's sponsor with Mr. Ray. He sponsored to us earlier with pretty much a $20 super chat. So appreciate that. Appreciate him for doing that tonight. Let me see. What else should we talk about tonight? What else y'all want to talk about tonight on this episode? Because y'all got me. Y'all got me tonight for probably another 20 or 30 minutes. Y'all got me for another 20 or 30 minutes. So whatever questions, throw them in the chat and we will acknowledge them. Okay. Is Texas still STD heavy? Hell yeah, they are in Houston. They sure is. I'm so ashamed of H-Town, Texas. I am so ashamed of Houston right now and that wild and stuff that they did. Because we dirty down. Yeah, they call us the dirty South, bro. Just like ATL. Shoot, just like Georgia. Y'all dirty too. Dirty, dirty. We just kind of wilding a little bit more right now. But it's a lot that's going on in Texas. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to it on the news, but it's been a lot going on in Texas. There's a lot of things that they're doing for Texas. Okay. I've been noticing in my area that they've been building a lot of land. They've been building a lot of, not only land, but a lot of factories and stuff around here. Because they have a high expectation of people migrating here to Texas. So they've been building a lot of factories. They've been building a lot of houses through here too. I don't know how the hell they've been affording to do this shit, but they've been doing it. But it is what it is. So it's a lot been going on. We have the World Cup that's happening here in Texas too. So it's going to be a lot of international travel that's going to happen in the state of Texas. We got some other stuff going on too, but there's another hurry there. But yeah, got a lot going on. Got a lot going on. A matter of fact, those of y'all who are tuned in right now, if you're not afraid to comment in the comment section, right, go ahead and let me know what state you are from, what state you're representing right now, so I could acknowledge you. All right. So whatever state, you don't have to tell me your city and nothing like that, because I don't want you to be trying to soft dox yourself. But just let me know what state you're from. All right. Let me know what state you're from, what state you're representing, and I will acknowledge that live. All right. Nah, tell us about Texas. Nah, you don't need to know nothing else about Texas. You don't need to know nothing else. Oh man, D, what's up with it, bro? What is your favorite movie? I have a favorite all-time movie that I watch as often I can. This movie is named Have Plenty. Matter of fact, I'm typing in the chat for y'all. Have Plenty. Have Plenty. That is my favorite all-time movie. Have Plenty is a movie that Kenneth Babyface Evans had produced. Him and this old wife, they both have produced this movie. Very old movie. It came out back in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. A matter of fact, I told my moderator, Lionel, to watch this movie, and he enjoyed Have Plenty. So that is my favorite all-time movie right there. It's Have Plenty. I watch that all the time. Talking about some movie about Irvin when he was younger. Oh, goodness. But yeah, y'all, if you've never seen it before, check it out. Check it out. A matter of fact, I believe it's still on Tubi right now. Is it? Let me see. I could check real quick. Yeah, this is it right here. Have Plenty. That's my favorite all-time movie. I watch this movie all the time, y'all. I ain't lying. Ask me how many times I've seen this movie. 1,000. I love this movie, man. I love this movie. Yeah, I did haven't watched Jason Lyrics, by the way, too. I did. I haven't watched Jason Lyrics like I ain't nothing. So yeah, it's on Tubi. So you could watch it on these streaming platforms. You can watch it on Amazon Prime if you got it. You can watch it on free on Tubi, by the way, on Roku, on all these channels. But if you want to see it free, you could want to go on Tubi and watch it, man. You go and watch that. But yeah, that's my favorite movie, man. Have Plenty, man. I love this movie. That's my all-time favorite movie. Love that movie. All-time favorite TV show that I love. Oh man, that's kind of close. Damn. It's kind of close. I would say my all-time favorite TV show would be Supernatural. Yeah, Supernatural would be my all-time favorite TV show. Oh, you talking about The Simp? Yeah. He's talking about, hold up, I'm gonna show y'all this. The Simp. There's a line on movie right there, The Simp. Hey, if y'all have not seen this movie, The Simp, on Tubi, I would encourage y'all to go watch this movie for real. Because this movie here is something else for real. Go watch The Simp. Go watch The Simp. I told online to go watch this movie, and this dude here watched this Simp, and he called me and cussed me out. So yeah, go watch The Simp, y'all. It's on Tubi. Watch it for free on Tubi. Go watch The Simp. But yeah, my all-time favorite TV show is Supernatural. I love Supernatural. Let's see. Oh, I didn't ask you, D. What's your favorite movie, bro? I'm not asking Lionel, but I'm asking you, D. What's your favorite movie? Those of y'all in the chat, what's your favorite movie? What's your all-time favorite movie that you don't mind watching it over and over again? Yeah, y'all put it in the chat. Shoot, Lionel, I may watch The Simp again, bro. I might watch The Simp again in the future. Why do you love Supernatural? The reason why I love the Supernatural series is because it has a it breaks down all the type of lores, right? But it breaks it down based on how the lores are presented. So, like, say for example, when it's talking about like vampires and werewolves and different things like that on Supernatural, it literally is going into the lore or going to the actual canon version of how the way it is, not how it's presented in Hollywood, but it's literally studied the books and studied the canon and the lore of it and put it into the show. And they did the same as that thing with their religious thing when they was talking about God, when they was talking about angels, when they was talking about demons, right? Talking about ghosts and and then they was breaking down the lores about other type of urban legends, you know what I mean, like Bloody Mary and stuff. They break that down in the show. Was literally the canon lore of it. And so that's why I enjoyed it, because a lot of that information I studied when I was studying, when I was in my religious study classes and stuff, right? I studied a lot of that. I studied that, and I studied demonology, I studied numerology, and I studied all these other religious laws and different things like that and stuff. So when they presented, I was like, dang, man, yeah, I studied that. They was on there. They researched that. That was like for real. That's literally how it is. So that's why I love Supernatural. That's why I enjoy it. And yes, they went deep in it, yeah. But yeah, it is crazy watching again all the episode. I had did that. I literally binge watched the whole entire Supernatural from beginning to end. So I was mad when it was over. Matter of fact, I was darn near in tears and stuff, right? And Mrs. Irvin, she came into our bedroom. She was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, I'm sad. I like, why you sad? Because this the final episode of Supernatural. I had to finish binge watching it again. She like, boy. Now I meant the Simp, watching it again. Are you gonna watch the Simp again, bro? Y'all watch the Simp, bro. And those of y'all who haven't seen the Simp, watch the Simp, man. That movie is interesting for real. Trust me, you're gonna enjoy the Simp. Tubi be having some good movies though, and cool though. People be sleeping on Tubi, man. Tubi be having some really, really good indie movies, man. I ain't lying. Tubi have some really good indie movies. So y'all need to get on that Tubi, man. Because if I said earlier on the show, right, that when I take my mental breaks from YouTube and stuff, right, guess what I'll be on? I'll be on Tubi watching movies. So I'll be on Tubi watching movies like I ain't nothing. But yep. But yeah, good questions, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 31 minutes. Oh, my bad. I seen Alec in chat. Alec, what's up with it, man? I meant to acknowledge you earlier when I seen you. What's up with it, man? But yeah, we've been in the stream for 2 hours and 30 minutes now. And we could continue doing this episode Ask Urban Anything. So if you want this to continue, feel free to ask me questions. I'm pausing with Tubi. Lonnie, you know good and well you love Tubi, bro. Tubi be lit, man. Tubi be lit. Tubi way better than Netflix, man. It is way better than Netflix for real. Best part about it, you don't even have to pay to watch it. You don't even have to get no subscription, man. Oh, another thing too, right? I don't know if y'all aware of this with Tubi, right? A lot of y'all content creators is on Tubi. Like them content creators that are actors, right? They're on Tubi too. Because I've seen a lot of them on Tubi. Oh, some of y'all podcasters on Tubi as well too. Like the Breakfast Club on Tubi. Yep. I done seen them. I thought you was on AI from a YouTube show. I'm laughing. I'm laughing at this because you're not the only person who said that. You're not the only person who said that on my shorts. No, I'm not AI. I'm actually a real person. Those shorts is not AI neither. Them actually real persons that I find on Instagram. So the stuff that y'all see, they're not AI. Them are literally people on Instagram. But yeah, that's why I laughed about it. Because you're not the only person who said that about me, man. Man, you got to be AI. I mean, I wouldn't blame y'all. I wouldn't blame y'all on that because I say the same generic message on all my shorts. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the following clip. Well, what's the new one I did? Y'all got to watch this. Oh man. By the way, do y'all know the reason why I do that? There are two reasons why I do that on the shorts. All right. The first reason why I do that on the shorts is really the obvious reason because I have to make the shorts as transformative as possible while I'm using other people's Instagram clips. Okay. That's the first part why I do that. Why I present myself first, then I present the clip. The second reason why I do that is because those of y'all who wasn't tuned in earlier, right? I was explaining to y'all about my whole process of my channel blowing up the way it is on YouTube. And so I was giving you a basic understanding of why it was happening that way. And so essentially what I was telling y'all is that I was using what is known as hooks. Okay. So when by me being part of the YouTube creative collective community, right, I had the opportunity to network with a lot of high profile content creators, right? And I also had the opportunity to network and talk to YouTube personnel as well too. And so in the meetings that we have, right, they had told me that you have to create a certain type of hook for your shorts. Wherever it is, you got to want to create it. Some people want to create hooks by doing, word editing and, whatever stuff, right? That's fine. But their main thing is that you need to create some type of hook for your shorts where it's going to be uniquely you. So I started thinking about that, right? Like, what is it that people are not doing on their shorts? Wherever they're not doing on their shorts, that's what I'm going to do. And so I discovered that, hey, people on the shorts are literally reacting to it like it's a long form video. That's what they're doing. They're reacting to it. So instead of me reacting to the shorts, I'm not going to react to it at all. I'm going to present the video. I'm just going to present it to you in a way where it can hook you. You can be curious about it. Hence, that's where, let me know if you agree or disagree with the final clip came from. That's where it came from. That's where it came from, to get you hooked into the shorts so you can look at it, so it could spark your curiosity behind it. And then I let the shorts speak for itself. So that's my strategy, and that's what I've been doing. So once again, I can understand y'all thinking that, damn, man, I thought this dude's AI like ain't nothing on doing these shorts, man. Because you say the same thing all the time. But I done changed it up. My newer shorts, I done kind of changed it up on y'all a little bit. So, but yeah. Y'all remember my older shorts, right, where I had my quarter zip on with my bow tie and stuff, right? I will. What happened is that I had accidentally deleted that video. I deleted it. I like, God dang, I should have saved it too. But yeah. Oh, other people have said this too. They say that you sitting up here doing this on your phone, and you saying this on your phone all the time. Hell no, I ain't doing that. That is a video that I pre-recorded, and I just edited it. I pre-recorded that video and edited it and put it into the shorts. That's all I did. I'm not saying that thing like literally over and over again. What the hell is wrong with y'all? It's too much work. You got to learn how to work easy. But yeah. Let's see. We are about 2 hours and 38 minutes into the stream. Once again, I appreciate everybody who tuned in to this stream tonight for Ask Urban Anything night. Once again, if you have questions you want to ask me, by all means, you can ask them and I will address them. All right. As long as it's following YouTube community guidelines and standards, I will address it. Okay. I don't see no other questions so far. So if there are any more questions, then I guess we could call it a night, right? Like I say, I've been streaming for about 2 hours and 30 minutes. Good ready to be 2 hours and 40 minutes now. So, yeah. So I think this is good enough for tonight. So appreciate everybody who tuned in to the stream. It is a question. You work full-time job also? Yes, I do. Anyway. Oh. But like I was explaining earlier, in order for it to work is that you got to put yourself on a schedule. If you don't have a schedule, then it's not going to work. Then you're going to get burnt out too. So according to YouTube, I'm considered as a part-time content creator. So I ain't full-time yet. So they said, this is what they said. They said when a content creator reaches at least about 100,000. When the content creator reaches about 100 100,000 subscribers, and their channel is steady growing, and they receiving almost nearly 6-figure income, then you're considered as a full-time content creator then. But yeah, so right now I'm still part-time. Striving for a goal. My goal is currently my current next goal is that I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. All right. And there's a reason behind why I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. But that's my current goal. So I'm continuing to put out the content and do what we do. So other than that, yeah, we're going to go ahead and call it a night, y'all. Those of y'all who didn't catch the beginning of the stream, I will highly encourage you to do so. The reason why is because I kind of went into a little bit details about my whole content creation process. I was explaining to you how my channel grew the way it grew. And I was giving you advice as well, too. If you want to be a content creator, then I was giving you advice on how to grow your channel on YouTube. All right. Give you some basic strategies of what you need to do to grow your channel on YouTube. All right. So make sure you catch the beginning of that stream so you can get that information. All right. Mike, what's up with it? Mike, you always be coming in this mother late, bro. I'll be coming in here late. Spade. But yeah, but appreciate you tuning in as well. Appreciate you. But yeah, so other than that, we're going to, yeah, you do. You always be catching at the end, bro. But once again, appreciate y'all tuning in to this stream. Like I say, I do want to encourage y'all to go and catch the beginning of the stream too, because I did share a lot of good information to y'all that will help you grow your channel on YouTube. If you just listen to what I said in the beginning, that would be the foundation right there that'll help you out for real, man. I ain't lying. That'll be the foundation. But other than that, appreciate y'all want to tune into the stream. I appreciate the donation for tonight. Our sponsor for tonight. Appreciate him a whole lot. Appreciate y'all for tuning into the stream. Appreciate y'all even thumbs up the video as well too, because that helps this channel out a whole lot to continue to grow. All right. Make sure y'all continue to watch my shorts that are out right now. I already have dropped out. I already have dropped more shorts, so make sure you go and check them out and support that. Make sure you also participate in my community posts on my channel too, because I also be sharing some very, very interesting conversations over there, and I want you to be a part of that. All right, if you're not a part of that. And last but not least, like I always, thank y'all for always coming and supporting the live stream as well too. All right, so we'll see you again on the next episode. Y'all have a great and wonderful night.